Well, I'm trying to dry out. Hiking back here, carrying everything. Even though it's about 20 degrees, I started just getting covered in sweat and snow. So, taking off my jackets, some of my under layers, trying to let everything dry out before I start getting too cold. Here in South Central Alaska, it's November 11th, it's Veterans Day. It's about 9:39. I'm a little late getting out here, obviously. This is a area that we've built a shelter before on our property. Wanted to get out in the woods once we had our first snowfall, and we had a pretty good one. They were calling for 2 to 3 feet of snow, which is very uncommon for South Central Alaska. But what happened is we got I'd say about 9 actual inches of snow, but it was mixed in with a lot of rain. And that rain froze and it just pulled all the trees down. It got super wet. It's pretty terrible weather, really. And this is the first day or two after the storm that everything kind of froze back up. I figured now would be a pretty good time to get out and do a little bit of winter camping. I packed in wood today. I brought a saw and an axe. If I need to cut some more, I probably will. I'm not too concerned about sleeping, but I need it for I need it to cook. It's gonna be a pretty simple dinner tonight. Got a couple of potatoes I'm gonna throw on. Do that right now. Get those cooking. I'm also going to cook a pork steak in a cast iron pan once I get a little bit better coals. One thing we don't have to worry about is dry standing firewood here. Wool's my favorite material to try to sleep in the woods with or survive. I got some blended wool gloves, and then this is an old wool sweatshirt I picked up at a thrift store, and it's the best, truly it's the best material that you can have. It doesn't get wet, or if it does, it dries out so quick. An old kerosene lantern here that I left out in the snow from last time, and kerosene's frozen. Or probably really what happened is that water got into it and the water's frozen. So I'm trying to thaw that out, see how it goes. setting. All right. Big old pork steak. My daughter likes to make little pictures for me before I leave. She said this is me and her when I still had hair, and on a nice warm sunny day. She wanted me to bring it with her, so I would remember. She's sweet. And way too hot. Fix that a little bit. I think if I can isolate it away from the main coals, get these potatoes flipped. I gotta move it next time. Pull down my handle. Ooh. Is that what they call fail? I think I'll use one of the logs. Sit right here. Put my 2 sticks I'm cooking over on that. Throw that back on there. That looks a lot better. Fire feels good. It's definitely getting chilly out. My watch says it's only 18 degrees. But we're usually about 5 to 10 degrees cooler than what it says in town. I don't think it's 10 degrees yet, but it's supposed to get down to like 10 tonight. Definitely a little hotter on the one side. That's all right. What I need to do is pull some of the coals under here. I think I'll do that real quick. Gotta figure out how to do that without ruining my cooking setup. I've got my potatoes. Better. Put the potatoes back in there. Little well done on one side, but it'll be alright. It'll eat. See if I can get to the table. Perfect. Potato. Whew. All right, let's see how the steak is doing. The drippings are dripping down and then quickly coagulating. Oh, that looks good. Oh, that's perfect. It's hard to beat a good pork steak, in my opinion. Sometimes I like a good pork steak more than I like a ribeye. Well, one unforeseen thing, and I don't know why I didn't foresee this, but my shelter is dripping on me because it's melting. It's small. Well, here's a nice little look of what the shelter looks like from the inside. It's got little ferns hanging down. There's zero room. But the fire's nice. Gonna work on a little bit of coffee this morning. It's boiling now. Got some of this instant coffee. Well, that wasn't the worst night of sleep I've ever had. Fell asleep pretty quick after I climbed into bed around 11:30 maybe. Woke up the first time around 12:30. And that was actually just because I rolled off my mattresses or my sleeping pads. And then fell back asleep pretty quick, but then I woke up probably every like hour or two, 30 minutes to an hour maybe. Stoked a fire a couple times, looked up in the trees and I could see that the northern lights were out, and I thought about getting out and filming them, but I was tired. I didn't want to get out of the warm sleeping bag. Just to get out and take some photos through the woods. If we were in a lake or something where I could have truly seen them a lot better, it might have been something I would have done. The shelter was warm. There's no question about that. The issue I was having was my sleep pads. I don't have a good winter sleep pad. I have a bunch of 3 or 4 summertime sleeping pads, which don't provide the best insulation. And even with the 20-degree bag, what ends up happening is that the bottom, or like where I'm laying, gets compressed and it gets cold. And by stacking 3 or 4 of them on top of each other, it takes care of that R value issue. But it makes it where it's such a high platform that I just kept rolling off. And then I'd wake up on the cold and frozen ground. Well, I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I'm going to get packed up. Thanks for watching, everyone. Appreciate it. Go ahead and like and subscribe if you want to. Leave a comment if you'd like. All those things make a big difference on the amount of people that watch these videos. So, guys, have a good night or good morning.